This is a Sports Catastrophe production.
Hey there, how there, ho there, it's Jeff Cutastrophe welcoming you to another Sports Catastrophe birthday boy. No, not today. It's a birthday girl for today. December the 21st. First day of winter. Now, normally I do a birthday boy or girl who is actually living and tell you about what could be their personal goals and all that. But I think the person in the photo, has to be given her thing. She was co-chair of the President's Council on Physical Fitness and Sports before she died. She actually did a lot of things for her life. Her name is Florence Griffith Joyner, or FloJo, as she was known. She was one of the most popular women athletes of the 1980s in American sport. She was born in Los Angeles, the seventh of 11 children, on December 21st, 1959, to Robert and Florence. So anyway, she was a good track athlete and all that, and had early interest in fashion. She actually had the members of the track team to wear tights with their uniforms, which was kind of weird and all that. She was a high school star from Jordan High School in sprinting and long jump. She would go to Cal State Northridge and was on the track team. And in her first year of college, Florence Griffith won herself a national title. But Griffiths dropped out to support her family, taking her job as a bank teller. Fortunately, she found financial aid for herself, and she went back to college at UCLA. And actually hooked up with Al Joyner and all that. And Bob Kersey, who was on the track team as the coach. Anyway, Griffith actually qualified for the 100-meter finals at the trials for the 1980 Summer Olympics. Unfortunately, though, the Americans decided to boycott those Olympic Games and all that. So she couldn't go to the 1980 Olympics. In 1983, she did graduate from UCLA with a bachelor's degree in psychology. In the first World Athletics Championships in 1983, she took fourth in the 200 meters. And then she would qualify for the Olympics in the 200 meters, with the second fastest time in the Olympic trials, and took silver at the 84 Olympics in the 200 meters. She decided to run part-time after the 84 Olympics, but she won the 100-meter Grand Prix final and all that. She decided to return to working at the bank and styling hair and nails in her spare time. In 1987, she would marry Al Joyner, the Olympic triple jump champion of 1984. She went back to athletics for 1987, and at the World Championships in Rome, she took second in the 200 meters. She was a strong competitor in the 200 meters, more so than the 100 meters. Before the Olympic trials, she continued to work with her coach and husband's brother-in-law, Kersey, 2 times a week. And her new husband coached her 3 days a week as well. So she was trying her best and all that. At the quarterfinals of the Olympic trials for the 1980 Olympics, she actually stunned everyone by running in 10.49 seconds, her 100-meter mark, which actually shattered the record by a quarter of a second. So she put up a thing. She did set another American record in the 200 meters for herself. So lots of people were just shocking all that. Yeah, so the wind gauge had not moved at all, and they said that there was a tailwind, regardless of that. by the way. Anyway, she was known as FloJo, and she ran the 100 and 200 meters. And in the 100-meter final, she crushed it with a 10.54 mark, crushing Evelyn Ashford, her fellow American, by decimal 3 seconds, 0.3 seconds. She won the 200 meters easily with a time of 21.34 seconds. Like her 100-meter mark, this record still stands today. It's 1988, so this is 35 years. So anyway, she did run with the 4x100 meters and the 4x400 meter teams, winning gold in the 4x100, but silver in the 4x400. It was her first international 4x400 meter relay. She took home 3 golds and a silver, putting her on top of things. She, of course, would be compared to Fanny Blankers-Cohen, who won 4 gold medals in 1948 as the flying housewife. Griffith Joyner decided to announce her retirement from racing and had a lot of new business opportunities for her. She was actually named the Sullivan Award for top amateur athlete in the U.S. for 1988. She had a lot of endorsement deals, primarily in Japan. Well, Japan is Japan. She also signed a deal with LJN Toys for a Barbie doll in her likeness. Anyway, she actually designed the basketball uniforms for the Indiana Pacers in 1989. So that's kind of cool and all that. She was co-chair of the President's Council on Physical Fitness. She was in a couple of soap operas things. And then FloJo said in 96 she would announce her comeback to competitive athletics, concentrating on the 400 meters. She wanted to be the 400 meters because she already had the world records in the 100 and 200. Unfortunately, she would have tendinitis in her right leg and it ruined her comeback bit. She was known for her bold fashion choices on the track. She appeared at the World Championships in Rome wearing a hooded speed skating bodysuit. In 1988, she started wearing a running suit with the right leg of the suit extending to the ankle and the left leg of the suit cut off, calling her the one-legger. So anyway, the running suits would have bold colors and all that. Her nails would have gathered attention for their length and designs. Her nails were 4 inches long at the 1988 Olympic trials, and then they grew to 6 inches. Anyway, despite the fact that some sprinters avoided accessories because it might slow them down, FloJo kept her hair long and wore jewelry while competing, and still worked. A lot of people accuse her of drug use and all that. Anyway, yeah. But the joke was on them. It was that she passed every test. And she actually, yeah, all that. So yeah, so she married Al Joyner. And through her marriage to Joyner, she was sister-in-law to fellow track and field athlete Jackie Joyner-Kersee. FloJo and Al had one daughter together in 1990. Unfortunately, though, FloJo in 1998 would die in her sleep in Mission Viejo, California, at the age of only 38. The cause of death was suffocation during an epileptic seizure. And she actually had a cavernous hemangioma, which is a congenital vascular brain abnormality which made her subject to seizures. She actually had been treated for seizures for a few years. All that. She did have drugs in her system, acetaminophen and Benadryl, probably to deal with her seizures. regardless of that, she's one of the most influential women of the year. And yeah, her 100 and 200 meter records still stand today. Her the 10.49 was at the U.S. Olympic trials. Her 10.62 at the Olympics was only shattered this past year by Elaine Thompson-Herah, who did it in 10.61, which was hard to do. So yeah, so she did a lot of great competitions and all that. And, you know, she was an icon, and you can't beat that. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond.